Ever wonder what a full-on Indonesian ripoff of the original Friday the 13th would look like? Well, wonder no more. Welcome to Sick Flicks, where I take a deep dive into the cinematic sewer to help you embrace your inner gore geek. I'm Mike Bracken, aka the Horror Geek, and today we're tackling Sisworo Putra's Indonesian slasher flick, Srigala. Revered for being a ripoff of Sean Cunningham's original Friday the 13th, this cult oddity has long languished in obscurity, until earlier in 2023 at least, when the guys at TerrorVision brought it to Blu-ray for the first time here in the West. Selling this one as a Friday ripoff is true. The final act mirrors Cunningham's film almost beat for beat, right down to the stinger ending, but for the first hour, Srigala feels like an entirely different, although still modestly entertaining, little film. Because of this, Srigala has a bit of an identity crisis. It eventually morphs into a classic American slasher, but the first 60 minutes meanders around. A lot. But enough about that. Can Srigala hack through enough human spam to earn a coveted 5 barf bag rating? Let's get to the gore and find out. Oh, and before we get started, today's video is sponsored by patrons Jeffrey Kinsella Shaw, Casey Jones, say hi to Splinter and the Turtles for me, and Keith Walters. If you'd like to help sponsor some videos and free me from the shackles of YouTube's tyranny, you'll find a link to my Patreon in the pinned comment and description below. And now, let's get bloody. We fade in on this production company logo. Sure hope that's Rappy Films and not the alternative. Oh yeah, this is tremendous so far. Rudy Salam and Barry Prima. Why are these credits making me hungry? Oh yeah, a little something for the ladies. Sweet Speedo. Shit, it's the tiki that almost killed Greg Brady in Hawaii. Honestly, that's probably like an Indonesian Oscar. They told Srigala they could have one if they could find it buried at the bottom of this aquarium. Yeah, who's best actor now, eh? Oh wow, Dorman Dorisman is in this. I have no idea who that is, I just wanted to say the name. Did he just steal the same statue that Indy steals at the start of Raiders of the Lost Ark? But before he can even enjoy his ill-gotten treasure, he's attacked. You'll have to pry Jobu from my cold dead hands. This is truly some amazing acting. He gets gutted like a fish, and Nesty plunges right into this title card. This is a surprisingly good title card for such a weird low-budget movie, honestly. Oh yeah, Srigala apparently means wolf. No idea why they called this movie Wolf, since I don't think it has any wolves in it. Sacardi, eh? Pretty sure that's what we called Bacardi back in high school. What is a pimpinin' unit? Never mind, it's probably gonna get me demonetized. Oh god, Tata Decor. That's a weird name for the bra wrangler. Man, a whole lot of tatas in this movie.
Hell yeah.
No, not like that. Well, maybe like that. I don't know what tata means in Indonesian. And I'm just gonna assume that's a sign for Crystal Lake. Well, this looks more like the cabin from Evil Dead than Friday the 13th, but let's just roll with it and see where it goes. Man, this is the worst Airbnb ever. Hope they're not expecting a good review. Hey, is that Haku? Anyway, they split up, and this guy has an unfortunate accident. You ever hear about the actor falling through a floor? Turns out it was just the stage he was going through. Haku is not pleased.
Aku tidak ingin ada orang lain melihat kita berada di sini.
Cabin establishing shot. Which is funny, because we were just in the cabin. And still establishing it. Still going. Man, we are really establishing the shit out of this cabin. It's a theme lately. This is like the Energizer Rabbit of cabin establishing shots right now. Oh, sweet, it's a map of Middle-earth. Turns out these guys are treasure hunters, which is definitely not something I remember from Friday the 13th. Great, the cameraman is lost. Look, the scene is inside. You're getting warmer. Ooh, I shudder to think what's going to happen now. This, of course, sends Haku out to investigate. Sting, I know you're out there. Face me in the steel cage. But to find Sting, he's gonna have to explore the bush.
Hell yeah.
No, not like that, you pervs. I mean these shrubs. Great, they didn't get Sting, but they did get Bambi's dad. The next day, we're about to get the treasure hunting underway. It's a boat time. Not gonna lie, I love that Discount Haku is basically cosplaying Indiana Jones. They do finally find the spot and get ready to dive. Thanks for your assistance, Haku. Clearly, these two are trying out to be mermaids at Wikiwachi Springs. Hope they got certified, because the last thing we need is some reckless diving. Oh, hey, here come more characters. Maybe they'll do something interesting. Turns out they're headed to Crystal Lake too. What are the odds? Anyway, Haku's like, oh hell no. And now he's boating in. Looks like he's gonna square off with Dwayne the Doc Johnson. Fantastic. He's gonna be a Karen.
Apakah kalian sudah ada izin untuk mendatangi tempat ini?
But wait, it's gonna get worse.
Danau dan hutan ini sangat angker. Masih banyak setan dan hantunya.
Lance Henriksen, any observations to share here?
That's the stupidest fucking thing I ever heard.
I mean, it does sound like a Scooby-Doo plot. He's even got a good cover story.
Justru itu, saya dan rombongan sedang menyelidikinya.
Oh, so he's like one of those paranormal investigators. It's like the Indonesian The Dead Files. They're not gonna leave though, so Haku's like, we'll see about that. And these guys are still diving. I sure hope they're not in too deep. They eventually get back on board, and clearly this guy is seeing a girl. You know, because he has binoculars. And now it's time for the diving competition part of our movie. Indonesian judge gives it a 9, but I'm giving her a 3. The girls are going to swim out to the boat, but this chick is drowning. It's really pretty breathtaking to watch. Jesus, I sure hope Indonesian Jason shows up soon. Hey, is this like that stupid TikTok challenge earlier this summer? The one where idiots were jumping off moving boats and breaking their necks? Oh yeah, he's teaching her the breaststroke.
Hell yeah.
No, I mean the swimming move. He's trying to save her. And since she's not really down with the whole being saved thing, he gives her a taste of his pimp fist. Man, punched her right in the face while she was drowning. That's some cold shit. And she's out cold, so they take her to the dock. Oh yeah, this is definitely some peer pressure. Then Haku's like, be glad he punched you and not me. I had taken your head clean off. Later that evening, the ladies show up to say thanks, and this dude is totally gonna shoot his shot.
Rupa-rupanya, rumah kami kedatangan bidadari-bidadari cantik malam ini.
Pretty weak shot, honestly. I mean, at least go with, did it hurt when you fell from heaven? Look at Haku. He's like, I'm not gonna be your wingman or third wheel. And our Casanova has a really sweet offer for the ladies.
Dan kalian boleh duduk, di mana saja?
Anywhere? Like outside or back to my cabin? Sweet. Their buddy, meanwhile, is stuck back at camp. Looks like he's feeling a little tense. Back at the cabin, our lady friend is gonna get some sweet revenge. If you ever punch me in the face again, so help me God. Anyway, back outside, Mustache Dude is making his move. But by God, he's been C-blocked by Haku. Bet you never expected to hear JR call the old C-block, did ya? Did we just wander into an American Werewolf in Indonesia? Oh, wait, maybe this is why they called the movie Wolf. Anyway, our two lovebirds moved to the woods to complete their hookup, but now this dude is C-blocking them too. I mean, technically, he's probably saving their lives. If they hook up in a Friday the 13th movie, it's a guarantee they're about to get brutally murdered. And back to boating. When is Indonesian Jason gonna get here? Oh god, here comes another boat. And whoever it is dropping depth charges. This movie is so weird, you guys. Whoa, 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 is this boat being driven by a ninja? And they're back for more. You could say that was a real wake-up call. It is interesting that I've done so many shark and crocodile movies on this show that I keep expecting these guys to get attacked every time they hit the water. Oh yeah, this is just like the boat chase scene in Live and Let Die. If that movie sucked. I love that the ninja is trying to lose him. It's a lake. Okay, this is kind of interesting. And then our diver stalls his boat. This looks like quite an ordeal. Not gonna lie, this feels like some crazy WWE promo from the Attitude Era. And randomly exploding boat. Must have been Ford's Pinto motorboat. You can even remember exploding Ford Pintos? Christ, I'm old. With that finally over, it's time to get back to camping. You know what they say about camping. For all intents and purposes, it's just sleeping outside. Inside, Hesty realizes she's late for football practice. She's not getting up to answer the call of nature, but instead the call of horny Johan. Guessing he doesn't really need a flashlight. It's so bright out here they might be camping in a Walmart parking lot. Hey, is that finally you, Jason? Please say yes. And Haku returns with another C-block. This guy has like a sixth sense for people trying to hook up. Look man, you need to rest up before our big tag team title match against the British Bulldogs. Then Nina and Hess start arguing.
Cukup, Hes. Aku bukan tampang pemburu cowok macam kamu.
Whoa, shots fired, which leads to martial arts mayhem. I'm still waiting for Jason, but let's just see where this goes. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Pawn's like, ladies, no need to fight over me. There's plenty of pawn to go around. I haven't seen this much rolling since that Limp Bizkit song. Jesus, it looks like they rolled right out of focus. Next day, it's time for more boating. Huzzah. I sure hope they can get to the bottom of this. I will say that at least it looks like things are going swimmingly so far. Back on shore, Haku is pounding his wood.
Hell yeah.
No, I mean he's hammering in this wooden post. Oh shit, I think they just found Jason. Haku's pulling him ashore. You could say this is really exciting. And now it looks like someone's about to get hammered. I'm sure opening this underwater coffin is totally gonna be fine. Or not. That guy's gonna have really smooth skin after wearing that kelp mask for all this time. Oh, holy shit, look at this fake lightning. They spared no expense on these effects. Inside, Nina is regretting her decision to have gas station sushi for dinner. Wait a minute, we've got zombies? I thought this was a Friday the 13th ripoff, not a Zombie Lake ripoff. Make up your mind, movie. Well, it's not exactly Shockwaves or even Zombie 3, but I guess it'll do. Hi there. Man, I sure hope this isn't about to turn into Erotic Nights of the Living Dead. Halfway through the movie, and nothing Friday the 13th related so far, but we do have zombies, so I guess it's okay. Rise from your grave. But it turns out this is all just football practice. I should have known. Adding zombies would have been way too exciting.
Kakekku dukun, dan aku sering diajak ngusir hantu.
Wait, now it's a Ghostbusters ripoff? God, I sure hope they find the Necronomicon in here. Girls get to the room, but before they can crash, they're gonna have to do a little bed lifting. And jump scare. Surprise! It's just Pawn. What a kidder. Oh god, is Johan gonna try to kiss her awake? I sure hope Haku's around here to put a stop to that. And if you watch closely, you can see the exact moment Pawn's heart was ripped out of his chest, still beating. Welcome to the friend zone, pal. Cabin establishing shot. Inside, Johan's like, all right, this time I'm gonna score. But really, he's just giving her this fancy bracelet he found at the bottom of the lake so she can hide it. But before she can do that, she's getting stalked by whoever the killer is. And she gets axed. In the shadows. Thanks, movie. I mean, sure, don't show me anything cool. Pawn then heads out to check on her, just to make sure she didn't fall in.
Kamu berak apa tidur sih?
See? I wasn't kidding. Great. Now it's so dark we can't even see anything. And maybe that's for the best. Oh, hey, Hesty is just hanging out. Pawn is none too pleased by this discovery.
Pasti ini perbuatan Johan. Kurang ajar.
Linda Day George, show him how to do it.
Bastard! Bastard!
Pawn's gonna flee to get the cops, but of course the Jeep won't start. Stop, you're gonna flood it. Oh yeah, here's the problem. There's a tremendous buildup of gunk in your Fetzer valve. Then he gets decapitated. A good time was had by all. Anyway, let's check in on Johan. He's doing a night dive. Hope he's not like that Phil Collins song in In Too Deep. Oh shit, he's about to get Britney speared. The pace of this movie has really picked up. Why did it take an hour to get rolling? Oh hey, Haku's back. I know Haku's toughness is legendary, but I'm not sure even he can beat a Jeep. And I was right. You could say he's feeling pretty run down. The bad news here is that we don't have enough cast members to keep up this killing pace for another 25 minutes. Anyway, Tom and Nina are still stuck at the cabin. And can we please get Tom some buttons for his shirt? With the power out, they make the always wise decision to split up. I'm sure this is fine. See, told you it would work out great. Really hate that the kill is off screen. Come on, give me something to work with, movie. And now it looks like Nina has stormed out to find everyone. She eventually makes it back to her tent where she finds Tommy, who's clearly been Lizzie Bordened. Oh yeah, we're definitely in Friday the 13th territory now. Our final girl has to find all the bodies. Back at the cabin, she's getting very naughty as she tries to secure the entrance. Clearly she's off her rocker. I see you. Not gonna lie, that's a pretty creepy shot. Nina senses the danger and arms herself with the spear gun. I feel like she's probably gonna shoot her shot at some point. Oh hey, here's Hesty. Say what you will, but she definitely knows how to make an entrance. Also, classic Friday the 13th move there. Full GI zoom. Then a Jeep arrives. Man, we really are ripping off Friday the 13th pretty hardcore right now. Nina runs out to meet her savior, and it's Indonesian Pamela Voorhees. If you've seen Friday the 13th, you know this lady is not here to rescue anyone. And after a whole lot of jibber-jabber, we learn the place belonged to her husband, who was an antiques dealer, and that she wanted his riches.
Aku terpaksa menyewa seseorang untuk membunuhnya.
But hey, don't just take her word for it. Oh, and it turns out the assassin was Haku. Man, everything's coming together now. And all of this is because he came back to steal the treasure she hid.
Berkali-kali Caroko berusaha mengambil harta itu, tapi selalu kugagalkan.
Seems like she may have foiled them permanently this time. And since she's just told Nina everything, well, you know what that means.
Ini berarti kau pun harus kubunuh seperti kawan-kawanmu yang lain.
This is wild. Sure hope we get an Indonesian Mrs. Voorhees decapitation. Nina tries to flee in the Jeep, but surprise, our killer is in the back seat. Here, try on this scarf. She manages to escape. Akko here could probably take the old lady, but he's a little tied up and dead. After some cat and mouse, Nina winds up here. Thank God I'm finally safe. Except, here's Pamela. Man, she's doling out pimp hands like it's the first of the month. But Nina nails her with the shovel. You could say she just got spayed and neutered. Not the decapitation I was hoping for. And surprise, Johan's dead too. Clearly Nina has never seen a slasher movie because Pamela's sneaking up on her and delivers another pimp hand. Man, Sardi is going to be so happy with this episode. But Pamela's no match for Nina's Wu-Tang style.
On guard. I'll let you try my Wu-Tang style.
Then she delivers the coup de grace, right in the old xiphoid process. Yes, she made her point. And now, let's totally steal the stinger ending of the original Friday the 13th. Wait for it. Ah, yeah, there it is. And just like the original, it's just more football practice. She finds out all her friends are dead, but is more worried about the zombie.
Makhluk itu tidak ada.
And freeze frame ending. So, what have we learned from Srigala? Well, for starters, the calling it a Friday the 13th ripoff is mostly accurate, although it takes an hour to get around to actually ripping off that classic film. The first hour of this one is sort of a slog, and I'm firmly convinced Srigala was designed to be one kind of movie before someone saw Friday the 13th and decided to meld that film's final act onto this movie. You can really skip the first hour here and just go to the final act for maximum impact. The film is very brazen in its ripping off, but it is sort of fun to see an American film filtered through another country's own aesthetic sensibilities. That alone is enough for me to recommend Srigala. If you're a real student of horror cinema history, you definitely need to check this one out, and the new Blu-ray from my friends at TerraVision is excellent. But enough about that. Can Srigala slash its way to a 5 barf bag rating? Let's go to the gore card! In terms of gross anatomy, Srigala is pretty light. We're treated to an evisceration, one head mashed in a car hood, 2 off-screen axe murders, and some zombies. There's really not enough splatter here to justify anything more than a 1 barf bag rating. Srigala isn't a sick flick, but is definitely a cinematic oddity worth seeing. Looking for another ripoff of a popular slasher movie? Then be sure to check out my review of Offerings. You'll find a link here on the screen. I'll meet you over there. Until next time, I'm Mike Bracken, aka The Horror Geek, bringing you all the splatter that matters.